G'day, Keithy here. Thanks for joining me again in another video. This one will be a little bit quicker than usual, but I think this is definitely worth the update. I thought I'd bring you down here. Beautiful Cape Paloranda. If you're ever in Townsville, come down here. This is a lovely little quiet beach. It's a natural beach, it hasn't been tampered with. During the summer months, they've got a little stinger enclosure. Actually, it's just up that way from where I am at the moment, about 200 or 300 meters up there. Great for the kids and beautiful view. It's a lovely day today to be out and about. You can see everything. The airport's just over from me here. But anyway, time to get in what I'm here to do. So if you've looked over there, you would have noticed that side. I keep doing that side. You would have seen in the past possibly that I did a video on the tyre pressure monitors in this Range Rover. So I thought I'd give you an update after some time. So let's get into that. Go without checking this out. Right, comparing tyres now. G'day, Keithy here. G'day, Keithy here. G'day, Keithy here. Alright, so this is what we're dealing with here, and it's not one of those screw-on type tyre pressure monitoring systems. So this one is an internal sensor, and they're over 3 years old now. I got them when I got these tyres. These tyres have done over 70,000 Ks. They've done pretty well so far. What it's worth noting, I've rotated these a couple of times. I've had to change a few out because I've had bead leaks and stuff like that, so I've needed to change the tyres around. But without that, I wouldn't have even found the bead leaks. Some of them were really slow and some of them were a little bit quicker, but just with these tyres and they're really, really strong sidewall, these bfgoodrich KM3s, sometimes you don't know when the pressure's going down because the tyre doesn't actually bulge out too much down the bottom here when they're starting to lose air. So without this tyre pressure monitoring system, I wouldn't have actually noticed that I had bead leaks, and I've had 3 bead leaks and 1 nail in the time I've had these tyres. So it's really handy to know when something's going on. It's been able to stop me from driving on a flat tyre basically. As I said, these things, they don't bag out heaps down the bottom here because the sidewalls are really strong. So I wouldn't have visually picked it up. I may have felt a little bit on the road and then been prompted to check something. But without that, I wouldn't have picked this up here. And this is where I mount the unit inside the car. I don't know how it looks for you. That's a lovely clear display for me. One of the things that I probably would appreciate a little bit more with something like this is just a little cover over the top to stop when you get glare, because obviously this has been designed to mount to the windscreen, as you see there, unless you want to put it on your dash somewhere. I don't know how that suction cap would go on a dash, but as you can see, I've got it turned on there and it's reading the current pressures, and I've been for a drive. So you can see the fronts, I've got them at 34 and 40, and the backs, that's after a drive, so it's about 31 really, and 36 in the backs that I've run cold. You can see it's got the temperatures there, 41, 42 for the front, and then we've got 39 and 41 for the back, and that's very, very accurate. And this is why I believe personally that the internal sensors are much better than the external ones. I had someone on a recent trip with a similar system to mine, but with external sensors, and the temperature difference was absolutely amazing on that trip. We compared, and I was showing temperatures of around 60, 61 degrees in my tyres, and he was only showing 32-ish, 33 sometimes on the same corrugated roads on a day where the ambient temperature was about 32. So big benefit for the internal sensors. So what do I like and what do I dislike about that tyre pressure monitoring system? I absolutely love it. The display is easy to read, it's accurate, it's fast to respond. I have not had to change any of the batteries in any of these tyres in the pressure system at all, and it's been over 3 years that I've had them in now. They are accurate, they are very, very fast. So if you have a leak, that's a fast leak, or if you're inflating your tyres, say, it picks it up as soon as they're awake. Now, the thing you need to know with internal pressure monitoring sensors, you need to wake them up before they start working. So as soon as you start to drive your car, as soon as the tyre starts turning, it wakes them up, and that's why the batteries in them last so long. It's sort of just knowing how they operate, and that's all in the manual anyway, that helps you to understand. So obviously if your car's been sitting overnight and you turn it on, it's going to show yesterday's pressures because your car hasn't moved yet. So once you move, it'll update and everything like that. I love the display. One thing that I know, and I don't know if this is from the people who manufacture this system or not, but The instructions when you rotate your tyres, they're not really very clear in the manual. I do have the PDF version of that. I actually emailed them and said, hey, I'm having trouble. I've just rotated my tyres and I've done a rotation that's a bit different to what you'd usually do. And it's a bit, check that bird out. There you go. Anyway, distraction. So it's a bit different to what you'd usually do. Is there a way that I can reprogram them individually? And yes, there is. If you want to, you can send me a message on Chilling with Keithy, and I can help you out with that if you need a hand, if you're doing a tyre rotation and you don't know what you're up to. But yeah, it is doable, it's achievable. So if you do really random rotations, no worries, that's all good. Is there anything I dislike about this system? Okay, well, I mentioned it just before. In there, I do dislike the fact that you get a bit of glare on the display and it's hard to read. It's not hard to read in the point where you can't read it, but you sort of got to squint a little bit. I can't read it with my sunnies on, but that doesn't matter anyway, because when I'm concentrating, I actually take them off while I'm driving. So that's about that with them. Will I get them again? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to get rid of them. That's more to the point. So when I do change my tyres, which I think I've got about another 10 or 15,000 Ks in these yet, I'll get some new batteries and I'll put them in those sensors when all of that happens as well, just so that we know we've got more time left. But I mean, over 3 years so far, I haven't touched them. They've saved my bacon on 3 beds on tyres, and I had a nail in one as well, and that was on the telly track. It was actually an old handmade nail, so that's a bit of an artifact there that I brought home with me. I think they're fantastic. I know a lot of the newer cars come factory with tyre pressure monitoring systems. With the older rigs like this old bus here, they don't have that kind of thing, and I think it's definitely a worthy investment. So I got that one from Digi Options. I'll put the website up over here on that side. I'll do it if I can, otherwise I'll put it in the description down below. Great product. It's lasted the distance. It sits in the sun every day, rain, hail or shine. It's there on the dash, never fails to work. Just a great all-round system. So if you haven't got one and you're in the market for one, check out that link there. I'm not affiliated, so I'm not getting any cash from this. In fact, I don't even know I'm making a video about their tyre pressure monitoring system. But definitely a good product, and I recommend you get it. Very easy to install. If you're going to get new tyres, or if you're going to get your tyres removed for whatever reason, to put this, I reckon the internal sensors are the way to go. Don't go the external ones. Go the internal ones. But either way, whichever way you do it, they've saved my bacon a heap of time. They're very quick to react. They're very accurate as well. They match up with my tyre pressure gauge absolutely perfectly. So yeah, definitely recommend them, guys. Otherwise, take care. Thanks for watching again, and we'll see you next time.